Hello everyone. So today I will cover one topic about asset bundle creation. I realized that it became important to create asset bundles in case if I need to reduce the project size. But currently there is no clear way how to do that in runtime. Uh, and today I would like to introduce a way which I found which could be quite reasonable um, to just to run from a single time and to create all asset bundles which I need. So firstly, let's go ahead and take a look at the code which I wrote here. Firstly, the idea is that I want to create a texture and then to pack it into asset bundle. So here what I'm doing, here I'm setting up texture. So here is mono behavior script, and when start is running, it starts up the coroutine and create texture. So when the create texture is called, there is pixels array which is allocated for the image, and then I need to create this texture. So what I'm doing here is that I'm taking a snapshot of the of this cube, which I have this cube which is in the front of camera, and I want to expose it into the texture, and I can do it only in runtime mode. So it would mean that I couldn't do this thing in a single run because asset bundles allows only to run from these menus to create actual asset bundle from a menu and then to save it. But I find out a way how to do that in a single run. Once you click a button, it builds up and it creates asset bundles, and that's it. And you don't need to care very much. So let's keep looking here. Here I am taking this screenshot texture, so I am allocating specific resolution 512. Then I am assigning all these parameters, setting up width and height of a texture. Then finding central pixels. When we have a texture, we want to find out where is the center, and finally to map out where is beginning and ending to get the rectangle of this texture. And finally I'm casting texture apply, and I'm returning this texture back to here. This text is that's interesting. This is global variable, and I am also using here global. Maybe it could be better to use a little bit different, but it works anyways. Probably it works because if I'm creating again, it uses the same variable on the top, but it doesn't affect the global one in this scope. So okay, so here I finally generated this texture and returned it to this tech variable, and And finally, actually it sets up the same texture just two times. One time is here and another is when it returns. So when I casting encode to PNG, and I am getting these bytes, and finally from system.io, I am calling this function write all bytes, and I'm saving basically this this texture into into the file which I name it here, and finally refreshing the asset database so that files would appear here. Next, once I am creating this texture, texture is finished, and when this function is called, trigger editor menu build bundle. What the hell is that? Firstly, when you are in editor, you cannot generate bundles from the runtime. But where is a trick that you can do your work which you want to do in runtime, and then exit runtime and trigger editor script. So this is exactly what I am doing. Once everything is finished, texture is generated and saved, I'm calling this function, and I have this variable is finished. Here by default it is false, but I am creating it as true, setting up as true here, and I have second script, not a very good name, but here is editor script, which is calling editor application execute menu item. So basically, if anybody follows Unity default tutorials on asset bundles, probably you noticed how to create these menus. For example, I have here this tests menu. So if I go here, I'm using namespace unit editor, and then I have my class inside it enclosed. Then I have this menu item in these square brackets, and inside them I have these subsets. So it would be test, create new, create new. So I have test, create new. If I would click that, it would start executing this function, and it would run these things, which is actual asset bundle creation. So here is basically just standard stuff here. So we have been here, and I'm calling now tests show window. So I have tests, and I have this show and hide window. Basically, this show and hide window, I have them here. These ones actually mean I'm just using additional window as a helper, as I found it most easiest way to do. And so basically at the end of everything, I am triggering this show window. When show window is triggered, it opens up a window and sets variable is running here. Now it's in this class, is running equals to true. It means that basically what I want to check here is if play mode is still running, because if play mode is still running, I cannot call these asset build bundle build functions. So I need to wait until it exits play mode. So okay, so let's see, here is this show window. So what is it? It is just opening up a window, and then it's setting up this is running to be true. Here is also update function, which looks for a condition if it is actually running, if it is still runtime, and if this variable is set to true. So how I can track when run is this is how I can track how run is finished and continue with this immediately to continue with these functions. So once this function is over, trigger asset bundle is over, it ends up starter, and there is update function. Here is finished, which is coming from here, which is true now. Before it was always a false. And this one, if it is finding up, this one is stopping everything. If it, I noticed that sometimes it doesn't stop in a single function, so I placed it in update. It means that as long as it runs, as long it finds is finished equals true, and keeps calling until everything is killed and is playing is finally over. Here what happens in editor, it is happening that is playing at some point gets to false, but there is no anything what could set this one is running to be true. So once this condition is met, it means that runtime mode is over, and we can start running our asset bundle creation scripts. So here are let's say for simplicity, this one is a new asset bundle in Unity 5. This is quite standard procedure. So once I call this execute item, it calls this function, and asset bundle is being created. When asset bundle is being created, it calls asset database.refresh, what means that this to refresh asset database, that all files would appear in here. And finally, I am closing this helper window that it would not pop up anymore. So this is the script, which is less than 200 lines in 2 scripts, and it's quite easy to use. Basically, this one asset bundle is mono behavior, and asset bundle 1 is just editor class. So here I have this asset bundle, and asset bundle 1 is in editor folder, and it is running only when runtime is off. So here I have this attached build bundle, this one to any kind of object, let's say to camera or to cube, it doesn't really matter. And so this is the moment. Here I have some files from my old run. I can just delete them. I don't need them. Empty. That it would not find anywhere in trash. And now is the magical moment. I click run. It runs and it compiles, and we have seen very quickly here was a window and there was this asset bundle creation slider, or how it's called. So basically what is done here, this one is that texture which has been created of this cube from the camera view. This one, 1A, is my asset bundle, which I am saving right here. And there are some additional files which I probably these ones coming from the new asset bundles. I'm not sure if they are useful at all at this point, but yes, it's quite standard procedure. So what does it mean that I am creating in a single run everything? Let's have a look in Finder. Here I have this snapshot folder, and I have this texture. This is a snapshot of my cube, which is black, square in the middle, and I see that it's 6 kilobytes. But here I created asset bundle file, which is just 2 kilobytes. So it means that if I'm running thing like that, I can directly move my snapshots into asset bundles. I don't need to click through here to find where is asset bundles. I don't need to, even here it was set automatically to be on this 1A Unity3d. It was set from this line in my code, and finally it builds up. So here is done everything, and yep, this is particularly helpful if you have a large amount of snapshots and screenshots and you want to build everything in a single run. For example, let's say you have a cube and you're rotating camera around this cube and you want to get every snapshot from every single angle. And it could make, in my URTS project, I have all this rotation system to create sprites of real 3D objects, which actually makes my project size very large. Total size is several hundred megabytes, and I realized that I cannot go any further. So asset bundles is a way to go. So I guess that's it. This code is on Dropbox. I will drop a link in YouTube as well in description section. Um, so so that's it. Thanks for watching and hope it will help, and see you next time.